I remember sitting at my desk and Robin called me and she was upset and said that the daycare had called and said that they had some concerns about Miller and that she was going into the daycare to find out what they were worried about. And I remember coming home and we were upstairs and she shared the list of concerns that the daycare had laid out to us. And I would later go on to learn that it was essentially the list of the classic signs of autism around joint attention, socialization. And I think the hardest thing for us at the beginning is that we didn't really know where to turn. And we were potentially dealing with what was a really big issue, and we couldn't take him to the emergency room. We had to figure out on our own how we were going to figure out whether this was a real diagnosis, and from there figure out what we needed to do to give Miller sort of the best shot at life. And it was a very scary moment in our lives.
So for me, I think what I appreciate most at ISAND is just feeling more relaxed, knowing that we have support across all sorts of areas. So when we started and Miller was in the ESDM program, we were thrilled that we were working with this team so extensively. And for me, I had a lot of anxiety when it was time for him to go to school because I was so used to working closely with the team at ISAND, and I was worried, how is this going to work with him going to school? So this is his second year in kindergarten, and he's at a regular school, and the ISAND team has stepped in lots of different ways to support his teacher and to support me as different challenges happen within the school system. And just recently we've started to talk more about literacy and how is his reading level tracking? Is this something that we need to start working on? And it's just amazing for me that instead of it being something that I just have to worry about on my own and figure out what to do, instead, I'm in speech pathology and they're raising this idea and assessing him, talking to his teacher, giving us some ideas, and then, meeting with us as parents to give us ideas about how to think about the next 2 or 3 years and different solutions that we could, think about using. So it makes it for me just to know that as we finish kindergarten and, the future's pretty uncertain and we don't know how much support he'll need, but I think we feel very confident that whatever it is we need, we have a team that's going to help us navigate what that looks like.
When I first met Dr. Roberts, she told me that a child with autism becomes an adult with autism, and that she created ISAND to provide people with autism a lifetime of resources and a continuum of care that would take them through their transitions in life.
So anytime I've ever gone to the team and said, here's a new issue or concern, everyone's really proactive to say, okay, how can we as a team help you with that? I remember the first time when we were going for the diagnosis, just like freaking out on the way there because I wanted Miller to be so well behaved, and I was worried if he got upset in the waiting room. And as soon as you're there, it's so different. It's so warm and welcoming, and you can really sense in every activity you do that all the parents are going through the same struggles, and everyone's really trying to support each other, which I think is just a wonderful feeling when you're there.